So today I'll be talking about how to impress your new manager. So obviously the inspiration for this vid was obviously everyone see the news that Ruben Amorim is now the new Manchester United manager, and obviously there's been a lot of talk about which players are going to have a big role to play for the manager, which players are going to get dropped. Obviously, Eric Ten Hag used to play like a 4-2-3-1, whereas Amorim he likes to play a three at the back. He plays like sort of like a 3-5-2. So obviously, some players are gonna have to play different positions. Some players are gonna have to get dropped. Maybe some players who weren't really playing under Ten Hag like that were will have a bigger role under Amorim. So yeah, there's been so many different questions about guys like Kobe Mainoo, guys like where's Rashford gonna play, where's Anthony gonna play, Garnacho, because obviously there's not really there aren't any real wingers in the formation. It's more just wing. It's more just wing backs and two forwards. So obviously we'll see what happens with Man United there. But today I'll be talking about how you can impress a new manager, whether it's you going to a new team or whether you're on a current existing team and a new manager comes in. I'll be teaching you how to, no matter what happens there, how to impress the new manager, how to make sure that you're one of the first names on that team sheet, one of the first names on that starting 11, and you start every single game. So the first point is literally just analyze the new manager's style of play, analyze what type of players he likes to play, and basically if you don't really fit into that role or fit into that mode of player, then you're gonna have to be forced to adapt. We all know the phrase of you either adapt or you perish. So obviously you don't want to end up sitting on the bench and basically just perishing into the wasteland, not really getting a look in from the manager. So obviously just look at the formation he plays, look at his style of play, whether he likes to keep possession, whether he's more of a counter-attacking manager, and just see where you fit into that system, see where you fit into his plans. And if you don't really have an exact role, then obviously you're gonna have to try adapt. So obviously we take Man United for example. Maybe a guy like Garnacho will start having to learn how to play wing back. A guy maybe Rashford will start having to play in the number 9 instead of playing on the left wing where his best position really is. Maybe he's probably gonna have to play in the number 9 now. Even a guy like Anthony is probably gonna have to learn how to play wing back, because I don't think Anthony can really play as a centre mid, play as a number 10, not really as a striker either. So obviously he's gonna have to learn to adapt as well. And obviously for you guys, when a new manager comes in, you don't really know him beforehand. So you're probably gonna have to take, preseason games, take the first couple of preseason games to really analyze your new manager, see what types of players he likes, see what types of players he doesn't like, and sort of just mold yourself into the type of player he wants on the pitch. So I know for me personally, I remember when I joined my team at like 16, I didn't start any of the preseason games. But what I'd realized is that obviously I was more of like a holding midfielder, and they played a 4-2-3-1. But the two holding players were much more like attacking wise. They were much more like number 10s, because I even knew one of the guys from beforehand. I was like, he's playing in like the double pivot, but he's much more of a number 10. And I was thinking to myself, okay, because I'm more of like a holding player, because I'm more defensive, I can cover for the other guy in the double pivot who wants to go forward more, and I can just hold back. I was like, there's a place in the team for me. So obviously I just worked hard in training, always showed up in training. Anytime I got like my 20-minute cameos, 30-minute cameos, obviously I tried to perform my best. I tried to ball out. And then I went from not starting any of the 5 preseason games, and literally on the first day of the season, I remember on the first day of the season, I was shocked. I was like, I didn't think I was going to start, but then the manager just started me like that. So obviously, first game of the season, I started, and then we ended up winning 4-2, and I scored. And then from there, for that team, I was pretty much a star for my whole time there. For the whole 2 years I was there, I was pretty much one of the first guys on the team sheet. So literally, if you have a new manager that comes in, or even if you go to a new team with completely new players, you don't really know anyone, just take that time, take the training sessions, take the few friendly matches to see, okay, where do I fit in this team, what's this team lacking, what can I bring to the team. And if there's no exact role for you, let's say you're a number 10 but your coach likes to play a 4-3-3 with a holding midfield instead of a number 10, then hey, then tell yourself that, okay, cool, I have to play number 8, then I have to do a little bit more running. I can't really just stay in between the lines and operate there. I'm going to learn how to, operate from the right, operate from the left, work in tandem with my other number 8. So literally things like that. So the first point is literally you just have to adapt your game to what the manager wants, so you can get on the pitch, so you can get minutes. Because at the end of the day, as long as you're getting on the pitch, as long as you're getting minutes, especially as a young player, that's what you can ask for, because it's all, I feel like as a young player, it's all about experience, all about just experience, just seeing different scenarios, playing under different managers, and it's just all about development at that stage. You shouldn't be too worried about, oh no, but I need to play in this exact position, I need to play here, I need to play there, because ultimately, if you make it as a pro, trust me, you're not really gonna care what position you play as. When you get that first contract, we start getting the endorsements, you're not going to care if you, no one's going to care if you used to be a striker, now you're playing right back. Like, people are going to be like, he made it as a pro, he made it, he's good. Like, you're still going to get that respect no matter what position you play. So don't worry about the position, literally just adapt your game, see where you fit in, and then yeah, get into the starting 11. The next point, I kind of touched on it on the last point, and it's literally just to use your training sessions and use your small opportunities to literally just show the manager what you're about. I'm talking about, this is where you're initially not really a key player for the manager. Let's say your manager comes in, and for the first few training sessions, maybe for the first few friendly games, you feel like he's not really rating you, he's not really starting you, you're always on the bench for, maybe, let's say it's like the first 3 friendly games, he's not really playing you, he's not really giving you the minutes that you feel like you deserve. Ultimately, you shouldn't just hang your head and say, oh, it is where it is. You shouldn't put your head down, start sulking. It's like, nah, you should use those training sessions, use those, even if it's 10-minute appearances, 20-minute appearances, to really like show the guy like, yo, I should be one of your key players. I should be starting, I should be playing ahead of him. I'm better than this guy, I'm better than this guy, I'm better than that guy. You should be showing him all of this. Like, for example, even if you look at a guy like Bernardo Silva, think about it. Bernardo Silva, this guy is probably Pep's favorite player. Like, Pep probably likes this guy better than Haaland, KDB, Grealish, Foden, all these guys. Like, anytime Man City have an important game, Bernardo has to play. It doesn't matter if he's in the number 10, if he's on the right wing, if he's in the double pivot. He could be a false 9. Like, Pep's always like, yo, I need Bernardo for the big games. But if you actually remember, if you actually go back to like 2017, 2018 times, like, this guy was not starting for City at all. Like, he was not starting for City at all. It was guys like David Silva. I remember Sane and Sterling on those wings. Aguero was up top. Obviously, KDB, Fernandinho. It was more these guys. Like, Bernardo Silva was coming off the bench, doing these 20-minute cameos, 10-minute cameos. And obviously, throughout the season, he must have been impressive. Throughout the season and obviously the next preseason after that, he must have been impressing Pep, because the very next season, you saw Bernardo Silva. He was on the right wing. He was playing every single game. And ultimately, that meant Sane had to leave the club, because obviously Sane wasn't getting the game time anymore. Sane was feeling like, oh, why am I should be playing, blah, blah, blah. And obviously he went to Bayern, and then Bernardo Silva stayed at City ever since. And now he's one of the key players. So obviously, even if you come into a new team, or a new manager comes onto your team, even if you're not a key player initially, just keep that belief, have that faith, use those training opportunities. See, if you're in a situation where you're getting like 10-minute appearances in matches, or 20-minute appearances in matches, use the training sessions. Go into training sessions with the mentality of, this is my match. Like, I'm not playing on Saturdays or Sundays anyway. Let me use this training session to like basically just go out and kill people. I know they're my teammates, but let me just go out to destroy them, so I can actually show this manager, show this guy that I should be starting. Show him that, yo, I'm like that. Like, I'm better than him. I'm better than this guy. I should be playing in this position, in that position. Use those training sessions. Use that energy, like I say. Use that energy. Use that anger, and use it in the training session to be like, yo, I'm out here to kill people today. Like, I don't care. Like, in the rondos, in the possession drills, I'm dominating. In the small-sided games, in the shooting drills, everything's top bins. Like, use that anger, use that energy to basically show this guy that, yo, even if you're not initially like one of his guys, one of his favorites, eventually he'll see it. He'll be like, okay, cool. The manager will be like, at first I wasn't feeling this guy, but I see his quality now. Like, I have to play him, I have to start him. He's a key player. He's gonna help me win games ultimately. So that's what you have to do. That's all I've got to say for this vid. I hope you enjoyed. I've been JT, and I'm out.